Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And so that's goodbye to 2025 and hello 2026. So what did I capture during 2025 and what have I got planned for 2026? Stay tuned and you'll find out. So 2025 was quite a year of change for me on a personal front, as in the summer I decided it was time to take early retirement. I'd been working in 2 or 3 different jobs for the best part of 40 years, so I decided it was time to take a break and I could concentrate more on my hobbies, which basically revolve around railways in one way or another, whether that's filming and photographing the real railways or the model railway, which I started again a couple of years ago. So on the railways in general, 2025 was quite a year of change. We had new locomotives in the shape of the Rail Operations Group Class 93s and the GBRF Class 99s. And luckily enough, I was able to capture the inaugural revenue earning workings of both of those types of locomotives. You will find those on my channel if you haven't seen them already. On the other end of things, we started losing some older traction, such as the 455s, which started going for scrap. I managed to capture a number of the drags of those that were taking various routes. Also, although I didn't manage to get down to the southwest for that, the GWR HSTs finished with the castle sets, leaving just the ScotRail HSTs left as the only high-speed train in regular passenger service, other than a couple of charter sets out there. So yes, and then of course at the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, on my local line, the Class 810 Auroras started entering limited service, shall we say, with the first Meridians going off lease, ready to start with Lumo next year. Also towards the end of the year, Great British Railways was unveiled, and a potential livery that was basically photoshopped onto an Zoomer. We don't think that's the final version, and on a personal note, I hope it's not, because I think it's a bit of a mess personally. There's some nice ideas in there, but definitely needs some work yet before it gets rolled out, I think. But yes, a few units have gained the Great British Railways branding on the side, but we've yet to actually see a locomotive unit or anything in the new colours. Hopefully one of those will appear during 2026. It's always good to have a bit of interest in something different on the railway to go chasing after. So hopefully as 2026 starts to roll on, we shall see some of those new GB Rail Freight Class 99s and the Rail Operations Group Class 93s entering service. There's only been, I say, a couple of trial runs so far, but hopefully something a bit more regular will appear this year. There are some more 99s due as I'm recording this. They should be 005 and 006 should be here sometime in January, so that'll be 6 locomotives. So hopefully we will get some workings and I'll be able to capture those as they enter service. So I decided not to do any compilation videos of 2025 to round off the year this time, partly because I was changing formats during the year. So as you may have noticed, the last couple of videos have been in 4K, and going forward everything will be in 4K as well. So drone footage as well, everything will all be synced together. But yeah, if I'd have tried to do a video of compilation from 2025, it would have been done on 2 or 3 different cameras in different formats, and it all gets a bit messy when it comes to editing. But what I thought I'd do instead is give you a quick rundown of some of my favourite photos from 2025. So here's a little compilation of those. So what's 2026 got planned? Well, for me personally, I'm planning on getting out a bit more often, hopefully, and to try some new locations. But not only that, I want to revisit some locations I've not done for a long time. And as far as movies goes, you'll see my regular day trips to various locations that you'll all be familiar with by now. But I'd like to look at doing a few series of new movies. So one of them I'm looking at will be a location guide, in which I'll visit some of my favourite or most frequented locations and just sort of tell you how to get there, the sort of traffic you can expect to see, best times to go, where to park, how to get there via public transport, various things like that. So that's one of the projects I've got planned. Another one is a railways then and now, where I'll either look back at a particular location or a particular working or maybe a locomotive and look back from some of my archive footage going back for the 1980s up to the present day and seeing how things have changed, such as the location or livery or types of locomotive used on that working. Model railway wise, I really need to crack on with that a bit more. But to be honest, the last sort of 5 months of 2025, when I'd sort of finished work, the weather in general has been really good, and it's just a shame not to get out and be photographing and filming where the weather's that good. So the model railway has taken a bit of a back burner with actually coming to sort of building or finishing the track laying and anything like that. So basically I've just been running trains just to keep everything going nicely. But there are plans for that, some of which I covered in the last model railway video you may have seen. But yes, I've got a lot of pieces in place now, ready to start building things like the town back scene, the station itself with the platforms and canopies, station building. I've got a lot of kits I need to build. A lot of those are wood kits. I've decided not to go for anything cardboard or plastic, but the laser cut wood looks quite good. And obviously I can then spray things. I do have an airbrush. I've got to learn how to use that as well, and then I can obviously colour things how I want them, and also I'll be able to do some weathering of locomotives and stock as well, which again is all new to me, all part of the learning curve. So for those of you who follow me just specifically for the model railway video, there'll be a lot to look forward to there. So if you haven't already, it would be great if you would subscribe to my channel. You should find a link down there at the bottom playing during this video, or at the very end there'll be one in the middle over there. You'll find over 1,500 movies on my channel already, and those aren't just sort of 30-second or minute long. They are movies that are typically 10 to 20 minutes long. Some of them will be 30 minutes or longer. And you've got footage going back there from the mid-1980s right the way through to the present day. You'll find steam, diesel, electric, heritage railways. There'll be a couple of cab rides on there, a little bit of a window bashing from back in the day, and pretty much lines all over the country from north to south and east to west. So yes, if you could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And if you are already subscribed, it's worth just checking that you are actually subscribed, because a few people have said on here and other channels that they thought they were subscribed, only to find out they've not been. I don't know whether it's a YouTube thing, but definitely worth checking that you are still subscribed to my channel. And remember, you can always click the bell notification and you will get updated every time I upload a movie that way. So one of the things I should be doing in 2026 is trying to upscale some of my older footage from the 1980s and 1990s. Now I'm using DaVinci Resolve to edit all my videos now, and there's a certain amount you can do with that with regard to grading and sharpening and brightening or darkening, as the case may be, various images. But essentially you've got to work with what you had to start with, which going back to those particular years, everything was recorded on a small, almost like half the size of a VHS tape, when they were then converted and put onto a VHS tape and saved onto there. Several years later, they were taken and converted from VHS onto DVD discs. And then those discs were then put on the computer and made into movies, edited together. And those are the ones that you'll see on my YouTube channel at the moment. So obviously they've been through a bit of a process to get to that stage anyway. So there's only so much you can do with them. But I think they do look a bit better. The initial one I've done, which was Clapham Junction, I shall upload that shortly. So if you want to look at that and see if you think it is better and definitely worth doing, and let me know in the comments of that particular movie, that would be much appreciated. And then I can look at doing some more. I might break them down into smaller pieces, and as I mentioned earlier, I might even look at doing some YouTube shorts of individual clips back from that era which people may be interested in. But yes, comments are always welcome. Another huge project I've got planned is to scan all my old photos. And those date back, probably some of those I would think probably sort of late 1970s. And then they go right up to the period when I went digital, which would probably only be the early 2000s anyway. So certainly there's a lot of footage from the 1980s, 1990s and early 2000s that are all sitting in photo form on a huge rack of albums I've got. So those all need scanning and then uploading to the computer, and then I'll look at uploading those to my Flickr site. But I'm already quite a bit behind with my Flickr site anyway. I think at the moment I'm probably still uploading photos from about September 2025. But progressively we should catch up with those as the weather gets not so good over the winter and the shorter days. Gives me a chance to catch up, so might just catch up before the spring. But yes, those will all be on my Flickr site, which will be a link of that at the end of the video as always. But again, with those I might do a compilation of photos and make it into a YouTube movie and do some short versions of those if that's something people would be interested in. Again, you can let me know in the comments down below. So I think that about wraps it up for this video. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much for all your support during 2025. It is much appreciated. All the likes, the comments, the shares, the hypes definitely helps. And as I said before, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel because there is a lot more to come in 2026 and hopefully I can keep you entertained. But for now, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Take care and hopefully I'll see you out there. Bye for now.